I don't know. This necklace doesn't quite match my eyes. Perhaps I should look for a setting like this with opals instead of diamonds? Or maybe emeralds or sapphires. I have always thought that.
Excuse me. I'd appreciate it if you would say you needed something from me rather than having a stranger touch me on the shoulder without permission. Fine. I suppose your apology is accepted. Now, what did you... That's my coat. Where did you get that? I swear I just had it. How did you... Why... No, I... Wait, you're giving me my coat back? Just like that? Fine, what's the catch? What do I have to do for you to hand it over? Nothing? Nothing at all? Well, yeah, it is my coat. Of course it's my coat. What does that have to do with anything? Everything. You saw me forget my coat on the back of my chair at the restaurant I had lunch at? And wanted to make sure it got back to me? Because you aren't just going to randomly steal or ransom somebody else's property? Sure. Just common decency? Well, no. No, it really isn't common decency. Not when it comes to people like me, at least. You don't know what I am, do you? Because if you did, you never would have just let me take this back. You would have either kept it or demanded something astronomical for it. Luckily, it's too late for you to actually do anything about it now, obviously, since it's safe in my arms again. But once you realize what you just gave up, I'm sure you'll... What do you mean you already know what I am? You do not. You might have guessed that by what I said, that I am not, in fact, entirely human. But if you actually knew what I am, you never would have just handed this over. No. No, I am a Selkie. Your assumption was correct. I'm just shocked is all. I'm guessing you don't really know a lot about Selkies? Maybe you just think we're some kind of seal mermaid with a human form? Because that's... Oh, you think you know plenty about us? Enlighten me then. What do you know about Selkies and their seal skin coat? Oh. Yes, the coat is actually our own sealskin, which we shed to walk on land in human form. Then you are right in that we need to change it back into our seal forms. You've got all that right so far. Keep going. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that part too. Anyone who gets their hands on our sealskins gains the ability to magically compel us to do whatever they want. And there's nothing we can do unless we somehow get it back. Which makes me a massive idiot for actually forgetting mine on the back of a chair like it was some fashion piece. It's just easy to get complacent in this modern day and age. Easy to go for years without having any kind of scare and just start to get a bit careless. Wait, hold on. You know exactly what Selkies are. You knew what holding my coat in your hands meant, and you just gave it back to me without hesitation. Goodness, you looked at me like I was the crazy one. Why'd you do that? No, it is not what anyone else would do. Most people, specifically most men, would have immediately looked at the sealskin in their hands and gone,
"Oh, lucky me. I just got a Selkie girlfriend."
or at least the very least they would have blackmailed me for it or something. And that's not just me being paranoid. That's me speaking from several very, very close calls and referencing literal centuries of historical precedent. I mean, at one point in time, there were actual entries into bestiaries and taxonomies that Selkies desire relationships with other sapients but are cursed not to stay with their spouses if their skin is not hidden and kept out of their reach. Like, seriously? These were scientific journals at the time. And despite the fact that cryptid and mythos medical and biological fields are now aware of and report the truth about Selkies and swan maidens and the like, and the laws now at least provide protections against those kinds of things in most countries, it doesn't stop people from still believing and trying to act on that load of minotaur crap. It is an everyday terror for me and my kindred. Because even if the police will help me if I can report the theft of my coat, I still have to actually inform them. Somebody has to let someone know that I actually need help. How am I supposed to do that when my free will is being twisted by some asshat who very obviously does not want me telling anyone about it? So, no, stranger. No, it's not normal for people to come up to me with my coat and offer it to me. Not with complete understand. Wait. Wait. You gave me back my coat when you knew I was a Selkie. And you knew exactly what I was, and you didn't want a single thing in return, right? You just did it because it was the right thing to do, right? Yes, of course. I can tell now you aren't that kind of monster who'd just force a lady into something against her will. Though I think you're underestimating exactly how rare this is in reality. But regardless, you offered me my coat back with absolutely no strings attached, with full knowledge of what you were doing. Oh, my sisters are going to be so jealous. Heck, my mom is going to be a little jealous even. You're like rarer than a unicorn, you know that? A 1 in a million. No, more like 1 in a billion kind of person. What am I rambling about? Oh gosh, I was so excited. I didn't even apologize for how I'd reacted or bothered to answer you. So, I'm so sorry for how I treated you when you first offered me my coat. I didn't understand at all what you were doing, and I just assumed the worst. And secondly, to actually give you an answer, yes, 1,000 times yes. Even if I don't need to say it for the magic to work. I want you to know it's 1,000% yes for me. Oh my gosh. You went from making me the most terrified Selkie ever to the happiest in just a few minutes. Oh, it's such a good thing that we're in a jewelry store already. We can get engagement rings right now and even pick out our wedding rings too. That way we can get married the way humans do too, so that your side of the family has an easier time getting used to it. Although a full wedding will take some time to plan, but that's fine. It's one of those things that's worth every minute and every penny it takes. So, what kind of stones do you like? Your skin tone would go lovely with the... Honey? Why do you have that expression on your face? You look like a deer caught in headlights right now. What's wrong? What am I talking about? I thought that was pretty obvious. I'm talking about our marriage and the human-style wedding we should have? What do you mean, why am I talking about it? You literally just asked me to marry you, and I said yes. Well, I mean, technically you just married me, but semantics. Oh, crap. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Is that why you look like someone just slapped you in the face with a frozen halibut? Oh, goodness, honey, I'm so sorry. I just assumed you would know what I was talking about since you know so much about Selkies. I figured you must have spent time with some at some point and knew enough about our culture to know what I was getting at. Oh, a friend you grew up with is a Selkie? Huh, that makes sense. So you know a lot about just general Selkie knowledge, but you two didn't exactly talk about her culture or anything in depth? Ooh, okay. So how do I explain this? Okay, so magic is all about balance. Selkies lose their free will if someone else gets their coat. But if somebody gives them their coat back, guilelessly, expecting nothing in return and of their own free will, with knowledge of what they're actually giving up, then kind of the reverse happens. No, it's okay. Don't step back like that. Like you're terrified. It doesn't do what you're worried about. It doesn't just turn the Selkie sealskin rules back onto you and give me the ability to control you. I know I said the reverse would happen and that magic likes balance, but it isn't that. It was poor phrasing on my part, and I'm sorry. Okay, thank you for forgiving me. I know better than anyone the kind of fear you must have felt. What it actually does is much more peaceful and much more positive in nature. It binds the two newly made spouses together with powerful magic. This causes quite a few magical effects. Most are subtle, but a few are much more obvious. For instance, now that we're connected, I could hand you my coat right now and you wouldn't be able to make me do a single thing you asked me to. In fact, no one can ever make me do anything I don't want to do by taking my coat ever again while I live. So long as we both live, keeping my coat from me only stops me from changing back into my seal form. Yes, it is amazing. Oh, honey, it's the best feeling in the world. It's like my whole life I've had wings bound with chains on my back. And for the first time, someone has cut them free and let me soar. You did that, honey. You released me from the greatest fear of my entire people. This is why I was so excited, and why Selkies in general yearn so much for this. Why we all wait with bated breath for such a glorious marriage. It is freedom, pure and unfiltered freedom that a kind of selfless soul blesses us with. Oh, if every Selkie wants it, why didn't your friend ask you to do it for her? I'm afraid the magic doesn't work that way, sweetie. I wish it did. We all do, trust me. But it doesn't. If you're thinking about the results of your action at all when you do it, it won't work. I had assumed that when you gave me my coat back, you just hadn't remembered or weren't thinking about the significance of the act. And that you would just be remembering once I'd make a big deal about it and jogged your memory. Though in retrospect, I suppose it does make more sense that you had no idea at all about it. That you were freeing me, marrying me. That's a good question, honestly. When I say marriage, I don't mean that the magic just created filed and signed marriage documents for us. We aren't legally married or anything, but we are considered married by Selkie cultural norms. Selkies can feel the bonds of others even if they're connected to them. So other Selkies will feel your bond and know they can trust you. and also know that you're already taken, so to speak. And in a few Selkie-ruled nations on a few islands here and there, or places with high populations of Selkies, this can actually be considered a binding legal marriage. I mean, not here in this country, though. We aren't married in any way that legally affects you. But it is expected. Yes, you're right. Normally, we'd get legally married the human way, with the fancy wedding and inviting all of our friends, family, and such. Usually as soon as possible. Do I want that? Before I realized you didn't know what it meant to give me back my coat the way you did, yes. I thought you must have had, even just subconsciously some idea of what you were doing. And maybe even if you didn't in the moment, there was no way whoever taught you so much about Selkies didn't leave you a positive enough impression that you wouldn't be happy with a hot Selkie spouse. Ugh, I knew it. Look at that blush. Your friend definitely left an impression on you. But the fact you appreciate a pretty Selkie doesn't mean I'm going to push the idea that you have to marry me. It might be expected, but I refuse to push anything that intimate onto someone else the way people have tried to do to me my whole life. My family will definitely have questions about why my bond and I don't live together, aren't married, aren't talking, or whatever level of contact you're comfortable with. But I can handle that if I have to. Yeah, you're right. I do want to, though. I think every Selkie would. That doesn't matter, though. Marriage is a two-way consent street, honey. If you don't want it, what I want doesn't matter. That's true, I suppose. You didn't say you didn't want to marry me. But it isn't hard to tell by the way you reacted that at the very least you aren't exactly ready to answer that question yet. If the answer isn't just an automatic no. Which would be totally fine, by the way. So you think you need time to think about it? Okay, sweetie. I'm not going to pretend that hearing you at least consider it doesn't make me happy. Do you just need time and space now? Because I can go if you need me to. Oh, it wouldn't actually be as hard to find you again as you'd think. Another part of the Selkie marriage bond is that we're drawn towards one another. There's always a pull in your gut telling you what direction the other person is in. Like a compass only you can follow. Yeah, I can stay and tell you more about the bond if you think it'll help your decision. I didn't really mean to just gloss over everything about it anyways. The conversation is just moving so fast that I skimmed over what I meant to be more in-depth about. Like I said before, a lot of it just isn't something you'll notice. Some are a bit more noticeable than others, though. For instance, if I'm in danger or hurt, you might feel uneasy, like a pit is forming in your stomach. And of course, I'll feel the same when you're in danger or hurt. Now, it would likely take hours to go over every little thing, and even if we did, I'm guaranteed to miss something or just not be aware of it. Luckily, out of a few noticeable effects of our bond, there's really only one thing that might affect your decision on marriage. You see, sweetie, our marriage bond grants us the ability to feel each other's emotions. I think the technical fancy schmancy term is something like empathic link? Close to that anyways. I wouldn't know for sure, I'm no magic expert. I do know how it works though. Would be kind of weird for a Selkie not to know how to navigate a Selkie marriage bond, honestly. Now, I want to reiterate that this isn't mind reading. Our thoughts are private from one another unless we speak them out loud. But if we try, you and I can feel what each other are feeling. If you reach out through our bond, you can sort of tap into my mind and feel the general state of my emotions. And not just what I'm feeling at the moment, but you can go deeper into my background emotions too. For instance, let's just say you reached out to me and you could feel that I was really frustrated. And then if you pushed a little deeper, you might see that this is just a temporary or fleeting emotion that won't last for too long. And that behind it, I'm actually quite happy and content that day. Does that make any sense at all? Well, I suppose sorta is better than absolutely not. Please help. Would you like me to show you how it works, sweetie? You could feel my emotions if you want. And I'll get a chance to see how you're handling all of this too. What do you say? Want to give it a go? All right. It might be a little easier if we're in physical contact. Is it okay if I hold your hands while you try to feel my emotions, sweetie? It's perfectly okay if not. Oh, thanks. I'm glad this whole thing hasn't made you too uncomfortable. At least, not enough to make you too nervous even to touch me. All right, just do what I told you, sweetie. Reach out to me. If it helps, imagine your mind flowing down your neck, splitting in half to flow down both your shoulders, through your arms and cascading over your knuckles. Feel it reach your palms and fingertips. Feel that slight resistance where your hands touch mine. Feel the pressure build up just a little as your mind fills up the space in your hands. Up and up and up as you stretch that thin membrane separating our minds until... You did it, sweetie! I can feel something like a phantom touch ghosting up my hands, bracing up my arms, flowing along my shoulders, and... flowing along my neck and up my spine into the back of my head. I won't try and feel your emotions back yet, sweetie. I can feel them pushing at the edge of my awareness, but I won't look at them yet. I want to give you a chance to explore mine first. How am I feeling right now? Can you tell? Yes, I'm happy. Very, very happy. Now, can you tell if that's just a surface feeling or does it go any deeper? Yes, that's right. It goes as far as you can feel. Are you really surprised, though? I know this is all confusing and a little scary for you, but this is literally the kind of fairy tale that little Selkie girls dream of. But enough about how I think this is making you feel. How about I find out, yeah? Okay, let's give it a shot. Oh, I think I found you, sweetie. Oh, yeah, I definitely did. Oh, your surface emotions are happy, sweetie. A little nervous, some awkwardness, a little fear, and just now a touch of embarrassment, but there definitely is a good bit of happiness here. And I don't even need to touch your emotions to tell you you're enjoying this, honey. You're blushing up a storm. All right. I'll stop teasing. Let's just focus back on your emotions then. I'd like to go deeper, past the happiness and nerves and the embarrassment. Oh, there's a lot of something back here. Like a lot. So much more roiling emotion than I must have had. Sweetie, this feels really heavy. Are you doing okay? I'm just gonna brush up against it and feel exactly what... Oh, honey, sweetheart, this is... Are you seeing a therapist, sweetie? Your emotions are so dark and wallowing. So much sadness and loneliness, and it just feels so all-consuming. Honey, maybe... Sweetie, pulling your hands away isn't going to break our empathic connection. We don't actually need to be touching or create or maintain it. It's just something that's supposed to help the first few times. I'm still with you, honey. I still feel the depression eating away at your positive feelings like a monster devouring a city. Your loneliness and isolation making you feel like no one could ever care about you. You're sorry. Sweetheart, I'm not upset with you. I'm worried. Please don't try to sever this connection and try to protect me from what's troubling you. We might not be married in any way that matters to you, and I really do mean to keep my promise to give you the space you need. But I will not just ignore it when a kind soul like yours is going through the kind of pain and anxiety that I feel creeping through you like a malevolent disease it is. I won't just leave the one who freed me from my chains to suffer under their own, all alone. And I can tell you've been alone. When was the last time someone even just held your hand, like I did earlier? How long has it been since someone has talked to you, as I have today? Because the depression I feel is only dwarfed by the loneliness, sweetheart. And it doesn't take an expert at, like, any medical thing at all to tell that you're touch-starved, that your body is desperate for physical contact, and your soul desperately needs human connection. Will you let me help you, sweetie? No obligation, no pressure, no talk of marriage, just give me your number so I can check on you. Let me visit and check up on you to make sure you're okay. If that's too much, maybe... Oh, hey. It's okay, sweetie. It's all right. I'm here. Just relax in my arms, sweetheart. Take deep breaths. You don't have to hold back all those tears. Let them fall on my shoulder. It's okay. I'm here for you. Somebody is here for you.